Hello there, this is James Croft, 1978, and it wouldn't be Halloween if I wasn't being paid to demean myself by ranting about stupid movies that I usually end up hating for the amusement of a sadistic arsehole who enjoys throwing peanuts and making me dance like a good little performing monkey. So, Fantasy Island, a film based on a TV series from the 1970s that barely anyone remembers or cares about, and that I wondered if maybe I should watch as well, but no. Like so many other reboots, reimaginings, or what have you of old intellectual properties, I seriously wonder why they bothered even using the same name when, aside from the basic premise and the far less tasteless and offensive homage to the catchphrase, "The plane, boss, the plane," the two works have essentially nothing in common, and even if they did, probably no one would notice or care. Of course, I can't imagine how anyone could possibly care about this film in any circumstances, least of all the people who made it, because from the whole be careful what you wish for trope, with the guests/victims being warned that they must see their fantasies through to their natural conclusion, whatever that may be, including death, to the revelation that far from being random strangers, they've all been brought there for a sinister purpose, and the third act twist villain whose motivation and actions are even more stupid and self-contradictory than that prince from Frozen, pretending to not know that it's all real and to be just another victim until, that was all an act for some reason which we really hope you don't expect to make any kind of rational sense. Seriously, what was the writer's intention here? Was the plan to make the film so ballerina pile-drivingly generic that no one would give a flying fig that it made no rational sense of any kind?
No rational person would do as you have done. Explain yourself.
But getting back to the point though, even if the third act twist villain had made any kind of sense on any level, this entire film would still have been nothing but a laundry list of tropes and cliches that we've all seen in 100 other works of fiction, and which, while competently put together, have absolutely nothing to offer the world except just over 100 minutes of diversion on the road to the grave. And it was only when I stopped to ask myself why I was being commissioned to review this at Halloween that I realised that, oh right, it's supposed to be a horror movie. Indeed, the only things of the slightest note or merit, like finding a nugget of tin in a nondescript mound of gravel, are the token interracial relationships, something which tragically are still controversial even in 2020, and the comic relief relationship between the two stepbrothers, one of whom is white and the other is East Asian, because their parents got married when they were both children. Seriously though, the whole "are you being racist, huh? You have a racist haircut" skit can go and fuck itself in the face with a chainsaw, because it's merely a "did you just assume my gender" gag written by people whose understanding of racism is a throwback to the 1970s as well. Of course, the Asian brother is also the token gay character, because having too much diversity in any single film would apparently break some kind of law somewhere. But in the end, though, any constructive criticism that I can offer regarding the two brothers or any other aspect of the film are simply asking an utterly generic, disposable and forgettable piece of Hollywood trash to be slightly less generic, forgettable and disposable, to reach the heights of the 100 other cliched and trope-ridden pieces of garbage that we've all seen 100 times before. So considering that nothing else I have to say about the film would make the slightest bit of difference to anyone, I can't stop coming back to how utterly pointless it was to try and connect this film to the original TV series in any way, shape, form or fashion.
What is the point of slapping a 90s tactical shooter's name recognition on a generic modern shooter if most people who like generic modern shooters won't remember the name, and the people who do remember the name will want to set your office on fire? You won't endear yourself offering to rape my mum for $50.